All right, I'm with Mike Nordstrom and Chris Ferdinandson. They buy the best babies in the industry. If you want to listen to more baby talk, listen to Like an Adult, ironically named, on any podcast listening device that you have, Spotify, iTunes, Chinese radio, if they allow it, which I don't feel they will. My name is Kelly Evans. Follow me on Instagram, Kelly Evans Comedy.
Like an Adult, the podcast, it's me and Mike and me talking about being adults, and this is our show.
She's not trying to be the center of attention. She just sort of likes to watch.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, so do I.
Sometimes I'm just there to watch.
I bought one of those lifelike sex dolls, not to fuck, just to sit in a corner and watch me.
There we go. I realize you rented from a cuckold household.
I live in a primarily cuckold household. Yeah. Just a couple of cucks, dude, living together.
There you go, the cuck life.
Just the life of watching.
That is the next reality TV show.
Cuck life.
Yeah.
just a sad, defeated dude just wiping down a counter, just like, yeah, I knew I was a cuck when I was young.
It's gonna branch off from like Real Housewives for sure. You know?
The real cuck dads of Sonoma County.
When I was around in 4th grade, I gave Brad my cheese sandwich.
I used to give my lunch to my friends and watch them eat it and ask them how much they enjoyed it. Oh, man.
And have a raging erection at the same time.
While I was starving. I was so hungry. I wanted it so bad, but I just wanted my friends to enjoy it.
Something was just so dirty about it.
I felt so dirty about it.
They had barbecue sauce on their lips.
Yeah, that's my barbecue sauce on your lips.
That was a weird middle schooler, you know?
It was progressive.
Yeah.
Progressive.
You're like, you're not allowed to sit at this table anymore.
Just underage cucks. Underage cuckold thing. So fucking crazy.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah.
You hold hands with Ashley. I'll do your geography homework. Social studies.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So,
City or a little town?
I actually moved around a lot. I lived in Houston most of my life, but I was born in Austin, moved to Houston, moved to Fort Worth at one point, moved back to Houston, moved just outside of Houston, this place called Katy. So I went to like 8 different schools, but it was all in Texas. I never really knew why. I think we're running from gambling debts. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
You know?
I moved a lot too. My parents moved me around a lot. I went to a lot of different schools and stuff. So I think when you do that, you notice that there's like the same kids at every school. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like people fill certain
kids,
roles, you know,
sure.
like the type of kids and stuff like that. And you kind of figure out who, like what you are in this group. And you kind of get to pick what you're going to be at this new
Am I
school.
going to be the goth kid this week?
Well, I did try out a lot of different stuff for sure.
Looks like I'm the loser again.
That was a familiar one. Yeah. That was,
yeah.
Ooh, this cuck group looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the cucks, man. They're really...
Just the guys into getting girlfriends and then giving them away.
It's a tight-knit group, you know?
Well, that's some of the best music. Sion, Delon, the whole thing.
They're so giving, you know? They want to... But then they stare a lot, you know? There's a lot of washing.
They're very mad. And you're not sure if they're totally okay with this.
Very generous, but they don't feel good about it.
No, never. Actually, I was going to say, it's interesting that you brought that up, like the different types of people, because high school, I went to 2 different high schools, like right in the middle. I moved junior year, and the first high school was not inner city necessarily, but it was definitely in the city. Like, it was like a nicer school in the city, so which means mostly white people. And that's kind of what that equates to. But it was also like a lot of Hispanic, a lot of Asian population, so it was very multi-ethnic, multicultural, and like everybody kind of hung out with each other. There was no real, like, you know, high school movies were like the jocks and the goths. I mean, they definitely had some of that, but a lot of people just like intermixed groups. And then I moved out to the suburbs, and it was like, holy shit, this is like, it was very much like,
this is what they show in the movies.
well, yeah, because they all known each other since kindergarten, and so they like hatred goes way back. You're like, that guy pulled my pants down in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
And also crack was a thing.
Oh shit.
I came from the inner city, and I was like, that never happened, right? But then I moved to Katy, Texas, and people were like, "Yeah, we just had a crack epidemic that we just got over."
Damn, high school kids doing crack?
Yeah.
Huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah, they know how to party.
Yeah, the suburbs. Yeah.
Say what you will.
It's similar to these days, the Adderall and Ritalin people are taking. It's a similar thing, but it's not smoking crack. That's a whole nother thing,
Parents weren't buying the drugs back then. You just had to get it yourself.
You had to get it yourself. You had to get those grades yourself. You know?
You
had to study yourself.
We had a study session. We're gonna need extra crack today. Let's get
need some rocks for that study session.
Oh. I don't like who's the crack dealer in that neighborhood?
Actually, I knew the guy. I was friends with him.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
He was a nice guy. He was a great guy, actually. He was a good friend. Very, very he was never mean to anybody. He was always very nice to everyone. He was pretty well behaved guy. He just happened to sell crack.
I think people who deal drugs in high school, they have two roads to go from there. Either just all the way down after that, or they have that entrepreneurial spirit that can take them pretty far.
Exactly.
And you can see those guys do pretty well.
Invent some kind of new tent and they'll start selling it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shark Tank.
Yeah, an addictive tent.
A crack tent.
A lot of people don't know Elon Musk started by selling crack.
Yeah.
In Katy, Texas.
For sure. Good friends, actually.
That was my buddy, actually. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. I don't want to name names, but while we're out, it's out,
We're blowing up spots here. That's what we're doing.
But yeah, no, it was so weird that he was such a nice guy. Also, it was awkward because he was selling crack to kids, but then also to some people's parents. So you just see some people's parents. You're that's awkward.
Do you sell wine right now?
Yeah, I sell wine. It's mostly wine, also spirits.
Just spirits.
Yeah, ghost. Yeah, exactly.
You sling spirits. You sling ghosts.
Who wants to get some ghouls?
A sad girl who went before her time, in a doll dress. An old lady, stuff like that. Your typical spirits. And
you have a great deal on widows
who cry a lot, and then murder people.
Widows. Just set them in the bathroom. Great for ambiance.
Yeah, there you go. That's hot at a party. It really brings up the.
Oh, you want to bring a lady back? You want a crying old man covered in chains? Boy, do we have the product for you. His name's Old Jameson. He was lynched in 1920.
Jesus. Yeah. Did you have to say the L word? Did you have to say the L word?
Too far. Anyway, I sell wine. Yeah, so it's oof. All right.
Oh man. It would have been fine if you would have said hung. It really would have been better, but
you can't use the L word.
Yeah, the L word is pretty far.
Judging by the fact that we're saying L word, that.
And we don't mean love or lesbians.
Yeah,
they're cinnamons.
Even though I wish we were, dude. We should just start talking about lesbian love.
Great show.
L word, I've heard, is a great show.
It was amazing. It was.
I haven't watched it, but I love lesbians.
I caught half an episode, and that gives me enough to judge it.
Is that Orange the New Black you're talking about?
What? No, the movie.
Similar.
It is.
Okay.
Well,
Anyway, so you sell wine.
Yeah. Nice segue. Yeah, I sell wine. It's a job.
So this is what happened. So people who are listening, I just found out I was not recording myself for the past 15 minutes or whatever.
Okay, yeah. I just pointed at him, does that say 45 seconds in?
Since we restarted?
Well, we're just going to keep on rolling. I'll release it. We'll see what happens.
That's fine.
That's cool.
When we close it up, my voice might be able to pick up.
So it just seems like we're having a very weird conversation.
Yeah, it'll be a conversation between you two and then quietness and then you two. We'll see how it'll be
how it pans out. Yeah, it actually might be funnier that way.
What are we, Joe Rogan? Who gives a shit?
At least they didn't hear the nasty things you said.
No,
exactly. This guy is disgusting.
It was just slurs for 35 minutes.
Racist, sexist, misogynist, just all the ists.
Yeah. When did you move out here to San Francisco?
I moved here in 2013. So July, which is a big shock because it's 100 degrees in Texas, and then it's 45 at night. So
throw on a pea coat.
Do not like cold weather. Not necessarily a fan. But yeah, I've been here about 6.5 years, and then I got into comedy about a little over a year ago. And
you figured you're in a good place to do it, so why not?
Emotionally, no, not remotely close.
No. Well, what? I mean,
that's the time to do it.
Yeah.
when you're sad.
That's,
You can't go any
that's when
lower.
people get into comedy is when they're fucking distraught.
Yeah,
usually,
yeah.
emotionally.
Well, I should have started a lot earlier.
I could have started when I was a child. I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I was cucking, and I should have done comedy.
Exactly.
It's a better
Cuck the
path.
comic.
There's no career in cuck.
Yeah.
It's a comic, a real underdog story.
There, exactly. That's going to be the name of my biopic.
That's a
yeah.
good one,
There you
yeah.
go. Who's going to play me? I don't know. You know, John
Hopefully
Lovitz.
Danny DeVito.
That'd be a great idea. I think we both picked horrible-looking people. John Lovitz. He'll be dead soon. I don't know. Is he dead? He might
God
be
willing.
dead. What was the question again? Something about so I decided to start here because it's a good place. Yeah, actually, it's funny because we're on a podcast. A lot of it was because I started listening to the podcast, and then just like hearing about how the business actually works. I'm like, oh wait, you can do this like as a job. That's like there's like a path to get there, and I just never considered that before. You know, I was like, I'm not funny enough to be like Eddie Murphy. You know, or not that I'm ever going to be funny enough to be Eddie Murphy. It's not what I'm saying, but it seemed like there's a way to do it. And it showed you how to do it, and so then I just started fucking doing it, man.
You see, I started because I want to be Eddie Murphy. I got the
Got it.
suits. I steal all of his material.
You got the blackface, you're ready to go.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I only do Raw, like his bits from Raw. Everything.
It's a rough
from that
listen.
one.
It's a rough listen. It's
It's not tasteful.
He's got the leather outfit. He's
usually I
ready
say
to-
like keep working on it and you'll get there, but you really need to stop working.
Stop
on
working,
That. You need to
just-
stop working on that.
I have a dream.
Oh no!
Oh no! Yeah, this isn't a good way to start.
Let me live it.
Not the best defense for that. for that
Yeah,
act.
all right.
Not,
fuck
not
it.
usually.
I got into comedy just because I wasn't going to college and my friends were, and I remember a couple times in my life somebody saying you should try stand up. So then I just went to an open mic and tried it and fucking sucked, of
Yeah.
course. And then but realized like, yeah, I'll fucking do this. I like this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I just started. It's been 6 years for me now.
Oh, that's awesome! Congratulations.
I mean, there's nothing to congratulate. It's been 6 years of me just going to Spanky's open mic and fucking and just pussyfooting around the
Yeah.
fucking
At
North
a point,
Bay.
it just
you know?
gets sadder and sadder.
Oh yeah.
Cucking it up at an open mic, you know,
Cucking it up for 6 years.
Which is sick.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
It is cool. It
You
is really
know.
cool.
Well, what have you learned? I mean, 6 years you're in. You know what?
I've
what do you have
learned-
to teach people with your time?
Well, shit. You're never good.
Cool.
Even if you have a
That's
good
a nice.
set.
That's good.
Even if you have a good set, like it just means that you tricked them. You tricked that crowd into thinking. you're
wow.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
I like to have like a grifter's mentality.
Sort of like you can't kill it and then be like I killed it because I'm awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
because you'll do that'll happen, and that's important too because you need to be able to keep going with your ego
sure.
or whatever. But that's not really what happens. Is like you suck. This crowd doesn't know you suck yet, and that's why they like you.
Well, I think there's a really interesting thing about like
That's why-
doing this. Oh, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying that's how I am in relationships.
yeah. Well, that's not a bad way to go. It's like,
They
just
think
don't
you're
know.
great. You realize you suck.
Yeah.
They're like, I tricked her.
I got one.
It's like, oh, she doesn't know. She doesn't know yet. She doesn't know.
Let's hope your mic is off still.
It should be.
Yeah, well, I think that's the thing about like doing it for a long time, or like the only way to where you keep doing it is you have to at the same time be delusional enough to think that you can make it, and then also realize that you're not good enough yet to where you keep trying to become better. You know, because if you're not trying to become better, then you really will never make it. Even if you are trying to become better, there's no guarantee.
I had a real problem early on because I started at like 17, and when I was like 19 and 20, my ego was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
I
I
walked
bet.
everywhere thinking like I was the shit because I just killed it at this open mic over here, and just walking around being like, you don't even know who I am. You don't even know. And then just being the worst fucking person.
Yeah.
And then realizing after a while of that, realizing that's not how it works. That's
No.
not. That's
So what
not you
changed?
wanna
You
do.
should
How'd you
stop
realize
entering rooms and saying the boss has arrived.
I think I ate my dick enough on stage, even
got it.
after doing well or whatever. Like just bombing and just feeling like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and still feeling like, man, I have a lot of time in this stuff, and I have material, but I still feel like I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, also, you're like, how old are you, Chris?
I'm 24.
Yeah, it's still super young, man. I mean, like life level. Besides, I mean, you have a kid, so that's something.
You job.
but-
He's
but,
here
like,
or she's here.
She She is here. She's on the podcast.
The one advantage of being older and starting is that life has already shat on me quite a bit. So I'm like, you get put in your place a couple times, and you're like, all right, yeah, no, you kind of know what's what a little bit, and like, it's still. I think the great thing about comedy though is you have to really think about what your opinion is of things, and then explore that, and then try to find the funniness in that. So
sometimes I'll pick an opinion and I don't even know if I'm sold on it until I start describing it. Then I'm like, you know what? Actually, no, you're right. You're
like, yeah, taxes are bad. Wait, no, they're good. All right, taxes are good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. I've always said I'm very gullible. You give me some new information, and I'm on your side. You know?
Yeah,
Dude, flip flop is really the way to go.
hell yeah, I like this guy a lot.
I'm not stuck to my opinion. You know, I'm really not. I'm not all stubborn on my opinion. But Mike's going through. You got the same thing going on, except you seem more level-headed than I am.
I'm very level all the time, very proportional, symmetrical, no big deal.
Hey, I didn't say symmetrical.
Evenly spaced, you know.
Calm, collected, super jack, athletic, tall.
Okay.
All right, Mike.
Yeah,
that's a little much.
I just like talking about me.
Yeah, we can tell.
I also like lying.
Comedy's great if you love lying.
Yeah.
You get to lie to a lot of people.
just make up a lot of shit on stage.
yeah.
You know?
Do you have bits where you make? What's your kind of comedy? Like I said, like we talked before we started recording. We've never been on the same show or anything like that, so I haven't seen your comedy.
Yeah.
Do you do like shit that's an exaggeration, or do you do like punny jokes or what?
I don't do punny jokes. I do like it's like a combination of like confessional, observational stuff, and then there's always like embellishment, you know, to really like kind of show a point off. Or and right now it's kind of transforming a lot because I do some personal stuff, and I'm really trying to like weed out like the thing is like not all of it has to be true, but it all has to like sound like it's true. You know what I mean? Like it has to be believable. So I'm trying to weed out the less believable stuff. That's just like
thing for me when I watch comedy is like when I don't believe it, I'm out.
It can't be too outrageous.
Stella,
it seems a little hacky when you do. Like, you're trying too hard, you know. And I think you kind of have to look.
You can't go on and tell like a whole long story about like having a deep conversation with O.J. Simpson on a hot air balloon in Taiwan, you know, with 3 dogs and your mom. It's a little far fetched.
Well, I mean, but that did happen to my cousin.
He got his head chopped off. He was fucking around with the wrong woman.
You can't fuck around. You don't take an air balloon ride with O.J. Simpson, you know?
I'm
There's
thinking
no way
nothing's
out.
going to happen. Come on.
Exactly. He's ready to murder at all times.
You can see it in his eyes. He looks calm, but that's the most dangerous one.
CTE is a real thing, you know? Flip that switch.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, are all CTE victims murderers?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I have CTE. What?
I don't know. No, maybe not.
Maybe, yeah.
You know,
that seems like a bold statement.
Some people are homicidal. Some people are suicidal, you know? Some people just have ideations, you know? That's a thing, too. You maybe just think about murdering people.
Just every once in a while. But who doesn't, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's a common thing, you know?
Yeah. Like, I'm just gonna suffocate that cashier, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking
This like in a hospital bed, like fucking...
serious. Like you're gonna charge me 50 cents for an under $10 purchase? Or you like
Disgusting.
I don't have cash, man. Fucking you piece of shit. 50 cents. No, you know it doesn't cost that much.
No, I'm just picturing like the end of $1 Million Baby, you know?
Put a pillow over his face. You know?
Yeah.
Shh, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, the whole family with Disneyland outfit T-shirts on in the hall, just having a good time.
That's like a vacation world. You know, that could be a ride at some point, you know? Like,
$1 Million Baby ride. A female boxer gets paralyzed.
And you have to, you have to end it for her.
What is there, a blind, wise Morgan Freeman in there? Sure.
Is Morgan Freeman in $1 Million Baby?
Yeah.
Wait, what? He is?
Yeah, he's the janitor.
Ah, okay.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah.
I've actually never seen the movie.
You know who should have been the janitor?
I noticed because I started saying things and no one knew anything I was talking about.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, I kind of know what happened.
Yeah.
I know about the smothering at the end.
Yeah.
I know about that.
Yeah, it was actually he injected something, but spoilers. But the movie came out like 7 years ago.
If you don't know, 7? No, it was like 20 almost.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how times work.
You know, this is what happens. You know, we're like in the 2000, like it's almost 2020.
Yeah.
But then it's like still such a small number. You're like, but like 2005 wasn't that long ago, right?
No.
Like, oh shit, that was like almost 2 decades ago. That was
I was like
wild.
4 when 2005.
I still think of the 80s as 20 years ago. Even though
Yeah, exactly.
I'm 24 and I was born in 1995. For some
Yeah,
reason,
that doesn't
I think
make any
it
sense.
doesn't make
Good
no
fuck.
sense. Yeah.
We should also mention that we're joined by Kelly Evans.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Kelly Evans. That's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Cool.
I'm not sure if we've done 12 minutes or we've done 30 minutes at this point. We
It's
got
been a while.
We'll
I don't
decide
know.
in
I got a
post
phone.
edit.
I got a phone.
No.
Don't look at it.
Don't
All
look
right.
at it.
We're in a place regardless of time and space.
Yeah, we're in
Does not matter
the
here.
twilight zone.
That baby's growing up very rapidly by the time we leave.
Yeah, we got the baby.
She's gonna drive us home.
Grew up on this podcast, you know?
Yeah.
Which is really the best thing to grow up on.
Right? That is,
like how you're supposed to like parents like when they're pregnant they play like Mozart, Bach,
Yeah.
classical music. Play like an adult podcast to your baby.
yeah. Well,
And
also
they will
Joe
become-
Rogan. You know?
Yeah, Joe Rogan. Yeah. Stella loves Joe Rogan.
Babies
You like
love Joe
Joe
Rogan.
You like Joe
Well,
Rogan?
I gotta also say this: Joe Rogan, he's a nerd.
Well, babies love Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan looks like a baby.
He does look like a jack
He looks
fucking
like
baby.
a jacked ass baby, doesn't he?
He's massive.
If Stella had bigger traps, she would look exactly like Joe Rogan.
Oh hell yeah!
You gotta start giving her
And
weights.
some sleeves tattoos.
She
Put
gonna
some
start
weights
wearing an
on her.
on it shirt. You just put an on it shirt on her.
On that show would be great. Yeah.
Have you not given her brain formula pills yet?
Oh, she's taking Alpha Brain.
Yeah, there we
Oh, yeah,
go.
she's
Exactly.
all over that.
Fuck yeah! She's never
She microdoses mushrooms.
we go.
She does it all.
gave her some DMT. You know, really.
She's like, let me tell you about DMT.
She seems a little closed-minded, for sure. She needs to expand her consciousness.
These kids, man, you really gotta.
It's never too early for someone to realize their own mortality.
Exactly.
If you don't, I mean, they're gonna start hot boxing with vapes in bathrooms.
Destroying your
God.
ego before you even have an ego.
Before you can say ego, I'm gonna blast that off.
Just destroying egos and eating egos, dude.
Yeah.
Last time me and Mike were in the Haight and Ashbury area, we were getting some Mexican food or something, and then this guy walked by and he was in a very happy mood. He's in a very good mood. He's like, "What's up, guys? How you doing? Can I get a lighter?" Yeah. Dude, I blasted off last night, man, and I found out so much stuff. They
Uh-oh.
showed me so much. Yeah.
Okay, you're missing a lot of this story.
Okay, what was the
This
most of it?
man was about 6'2", a fairly tall man. He had a panther tattoo on the side of his face,
Yeah.
and he was
Fun.
wearing a vest he made himself.
Out of what?
It's some kind of leathers.
So,
Leathers from some sort of
Squirrel.
animal. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what kind of leathers, but some kind.
Whatever you can find in Golden Gate Park. You know?
Yeah. Just like definitely a lot of different smaller animals.
You ever meet people like that on Haight that live in the park and have for a while, like screaming at 3 a.m. to the moonlight. You're like, all right,
These people have it figured out.
This is a fun neighborhood. That's the one thing about living here, because my window's right on Fell Street Park. It's just periodically, right around 3 or 4 a.m., somebody who's on a lot of hallucinogens is just yelling at God. I think
Screaming at the moon.
Well, it should be good. I don't know if they're yelling at God. Maybe I should yell at God. Get connected with the church a little more.
That's you gotta. It's a personal relationship,
Yeah.
really. You can't let somebody tell you how to worship.
It'd be cool if it was the same person. You could hear them getting past stuff. You're like, well, at least they've gotten past the whole mom thing.
They're out there once a week. You're like, hey, Tom's doing a lot better.
His scream last week was a lot more in distress. This one's more of a triumphant.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
It really went
resolving
from
a lot of
ooh
issues.
to ah.
Yeah. That's his childhood was rough.
He's gone through a lot, and I really understand him.
Yeah.
You know?
Just open your window and yell, "It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Thanks, man. Thanks, man."
We having a fucking Goodwill Hunting moment right now.
Yeah.
go
I
out
was
there and
gonna
hug
say in $1 Million Baby, who the janitor should have been was Matt Damon, dude. In every movie where there's a janitor, they should have Matt Damon be the janitor. And he's wicked smart.
That wicked smile. It'd be
smart.
cool if he was a janitor in Jason Bourne as well.
Yeah.
Just super good at sweeping, but has no idea why.
That'd be a very short movie.
People look, oh his form is impeccable.
Just fucking 5-minute long scenes of him sweeping a hallway. You're like,
But super fast.
the action, the climaxes. Oof.
Ooh, those
Very-
action
very
scenes.
intense.
Oh,
this-
having to wipe up some vomit.
This is why they break.
The
This
form.
is- yeah.
They break because babies just gonna grab the microphone.
Yeah.
You don't know how many babies we have grabbing on these microphones. We're big in for toddlers.
So, Like an Adult also has another podcast, Like a Baby, just interviewing babies, you know? Just,
She's standing up on her own.
Yeah.
there we go.
Well, I
mean,
wouldn't say by herself. I mean,
She's got the table,
she's
you know.
she's leaning on a table,
Well, it's still impressive to me.
which is I don't know.
It's like it's an old person with a walker really standing up on their own. Really.
Yo, take that walker away. See how fucking strong you are there, huh?
Come on, Grandpa.
Come on, Bethany. How much do you deadlift? That's what I thought.
You're about to dead drop.
Oh, no, and then she died. That was...
Yo.
That was...
Oh, that was the last time I saw Mima.
We can edit this out. It was confrontational, you know.
Yeah, it didn't end well for anybody. Thanksgiving has gotten
Right.
weirder over the years.
Who knew she couldn't take a punch?
Who knew she was such a
Yeah.
pussy?
Greatest generation, my ass.
At least a millennial can
Yeah.
take a fucking elbow.
Ooh, my generation has thunderous left hooks.
Right? Krav Maga, right? What do you got? Fucking... I don't know. What do old people have? They don't fight, you know. What do they learn in World War II? What do they fight with? Cigarettes? Is that you ever see every World War II movie? Like, nobody looks ready to fight at all, you know?
No.
It's just like
Nobody was, man.
people with the body of like a 12-year-old boy, you know? There's no testosterone in the beef then, you know? You can...
They haven't put fluoride in the water yet.
Yeah, the kids are giant these days. They're huge. Have you seen them?
It's the fluoride.
It's the fluoride. it's the vape trails, man. It's the
Hey, vape? Vape is making the kids big.
yeah. They don't need chemtrails anymore. It's all in the vape, you know.
You aren't supposed to smoke when you're pregnant. You are supposed to vape, though.
You're supposed to vape at least 3 times a day. Your doctor's like, no, I need you to get in like a high school stall and just jewel it up. Just jewel it the fuck up in there.
Yeah, it's for the best development, you know?
Exactly.
Hell yeah. So you grew up in Texas. You move out here. Did you move out here to sell wine?
Yeah. So I was. I went to college initially to do political science, and I wanted to do like international politics. And then I realized the people were horrible, and I like kind of burnt out my senior year and went back to waiting tables. So I didn't actually graduate, and I was like had 6 hours left. But I was like, a bunch of other shit happened. I was eating a lot of Vicodin. It was a thing, you know. Yeah, everybody goes through that, right?
Yeah.
Your Vicodin phase.
You had a little pill phase for a while?
Oh yeah, it was very intense. But I was getting shit done, you know. I tell you,
People who do opiates get things done.
painkillers are great for efficiency.
Are they really?
Oh
Yeah,
hell
yeah.
yeah!
I mean, it's not as good as crack, but it's close.
yeah. Well, there's no distractions. You're still clear-headed enough to like. I was just in student government, and I wrote like the most legislation of any year ever because I was
Okay.
just like, you don't need to sleep when you're high.
You're just hopped up.
You're
Yeah,
just fucking.
yeah.
I'm just busting out legalese. Yeah, that's how I.
Nice.
I'm not gonna go playing frisbee right now.
Exactly.
Well, was it hard to kick that addiction? How'd you do that?
He does heroin now.
Oh yeah, exactly. Well,
I'm about to shoot up.
There we go. I thought that's what the podcast is about. You guys want to see?
I'm glad I brought my baby.
Babies they gotta learn sometime, you know. Why not start at the beginning? Yeah, no, actually, I did get into heroin for a brief stint. Yeah, that was a real
Did you
thing.
for real?
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
You don't look like you did. You look very clean cut. And,
I know.
yeah.
That's how you get away with it.
Yeah.
I dress like this for a reason. No, actually, I started dressing, I think, conservatively because I used to sell a lot of weed in Texas. Not
That's a
legal.
good way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people don't bother you. Actually, we were talking about hotboxing.
What do you mean,
earlier.
officer? I'm a priest.
As you can see, I'm a father.
This kid he's going places. But talking about hotboxing earlier, I was I was like 19 driving to Austin. It's midnight. I had a truck with a bench seat, so it's me and 2 friends, and we're hotboxing a suite, windows up. We're in the fast lane, and I don't realize, like, people are passing me. And, like, I look in my rearview mirror, and, like, right as I'm like, oh, is that a cop? Like, I'm midway through that thought, and all of a sudden the lights come on.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're pulling over, and I'm like, hey, man, roll your window down so we can blast out some of the smoke. And
That'll help.
I pull over.
Start swallowing, Chuck. Start swallowing the air.
And then I'm talking to the cop, and I realize they never rolled their window down. So just like all the smoke was billowing out into this cop's face.
Oh, man.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a state trooper, which in Texas they are very intense. But what happens is he pulls me to the back of the car, and he's like, so what have you guys been doing? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, what's that smell? I'm like, what smell? That's a fucking brilliant way to answer it. And then he was like, well, this can go one of 2 ways, the easy or the hard way. Classic hard-ass Texas thing to say. And then he just made me dump out my weed, and he let us go. I was like,
Was that the hard way?
Nice.
That was the easy way, evidently. I was like, holy shit. I was like, fucking, I'll take easy all the way out. But yeah, it's because I look like this. I have no fucking qualms about that at all. I realize it.
I was smoking a joint in Texas last summer outside of a hotel room. Just like, no big deal, just smoking a joint outside of the hotel, like in the parking lot. And then the security guard comes up, and I realize I'm not in California, and I put it out. And he's like... He comes up and he sniffs, and I thought it was going to be no big deal. And he's like, so what you smoking over here? I'm like, oh, just smoking a cigarette. And he's like, no, I smelled something else. See, and then he pulls out this clipboard, and he's like, so what's your name? And what room are you in? And I'm like, oh, shit, not in California anymore. This is real. He's like, well, they want me to evict you, but... And he starts looking around, and he's like, I don't see any cameras right here, so I think you're okay. And do you have any more? And I felt like I had more, and I wanted to help him out, but I also felt like it was a trick question. I'd be like, I got some more. Put your hands behind your back.
Fuck yeah. You don't, they end up being an actual off-duty cop. You're like, fuck, man.
Yeah, I was like, I'm from
I got
California.
Chris Hansen again.
I'm getting Chris Hansen this time.
Shit.
But this time for weed.
So you drove 60 miles with a chindo on your face.
What are you going to do with all those Hot Pockets, Chris?
Just eat them sober? Is that what you're going to do?
Mm-hmm. What were you planning to do with all those Fresh Prince of Bel-Air DVDs, Chris? Is that what high people do? I don't know. I don't smoke weed.
What? You don't smoke?
Every once in a while.
Okay.
I get uncomfortable and weird.
Oh, no, I get that. Yeah, I
get
still do it, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like feeling weird and uncomfortable. I like getting that paranoid, you know?
Boom, yeah. It makes you think things about your life.
Makes me feel alive. I know with edibles especially, I will rethink just little social interactions that I kind of forgot about during the week or whatever, and I'll think about, like, man, I suck, or, like, I really could have acted differently, like, in that way, or, like, or stuff like that.
And that's why I don't do it.
Well, maybe it's good for you to fucking...
It actually is good for you, period. Because you, like, the thing is, you don't realize sometimes that you're acting like an asshole until, like, you smoke weed and you're like, oh, fuck.
I was being a dick.
It's like, man, I gotta call some people and apologize.
I love ignorance.
I know in my last relationship, I would get really worked up about shit sometimes and get, like, it's all I could think about or whatever. And then I'd smoke some weed and then I'd be like, what am I doing, man?
I can't believe you tried to fuck my dad. I can't believe you tried to... well, so did I. So
the thing about emotions, man, like, sometimes they're really easy. Like, somebody hugs you, you feel happy, or, like, somebody cuts you off and you feel unquenchable rage. Like, those are things you understand. But sometimes they just pop up and then you feel something for, like, an hour and a half and you're just like, why am I so fucking upset right now?
There's a deal on unsalted cashews in the grocery store. You just start sobbing when you control them.
You start to realize I have unresolved issues.
You're watching the Avengers and you're crying and then people are asking if you're okay. Happens all the time, right?
The Avengers is just a metaphor for my life.
But yeah, weed, that solves that problem. It's a reflective kind of thing. I think it's like in small doses, it's good. I don't like to get, like, so ridiculously high that you get, like, you can't control it. You those, like, downward spiral paranoia thoughts.
No,
you're just like,
that's no fun.
Yeah,
that's no fun. Yeah.
Plus, the thing is, weed is like a weird drug because it's actually a stimulant initially, like it acts as a stimulant. So like the first 45 minutes, your heart's already racing, and then you start feeling your pulse. You ever do that thing where you're just like, am I okay?
Yeah.
I do that sober.
When you do this, people tend to ask if you're okay.
Yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
is everything all right?
You start checking your own pulse. People are like, we need to check on
We
him.
should probably check on
Are you
this guy.
freaking out? No.
Oh no! What happened?
Okay.
Did she hit the table?
Okay, she kind of bonked it.
Oh
Yeah, bonk
it's a not a soft table.
This is the first time we've ever had a baby on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Not going the best.
And the last, maybe. Who
Maybe,
knows? This
hopefully.
baby needs to pull it together, all right?
We're gonna leave this fucker at a fire station at the way home.
Chris is over there lecturing the baby right now. Like, this is your shot, all right? Do not fucking blow this. This is not blow this.
This is big time for you.
First this, then Joe Rogan, then possibly Pete Holmes. I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I think that's the line. That's the line.
It's just all lateral moves. It's just... There's no upwards. You're just like,
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I think, the future of podcast is VR, I think, where it's like, then you just feel like you're in the room with them. Like somebody just films it, like wearing a VR camera on their face. And so now you get to be like, oh, I'm hanging out in the room, which sounds like the most boring form of entertainment. You're like, my entertainment is I'm sitting in a room with two other people talking.
I actually
People
did
would
something
love
like that.
They just want friends.
Yeah, that's true.
There was this back when Periscope was the thing. You know Periscope?
Yeah, sure. Let's see my
Yeah, you know the thing you look into and you twist it and it has funny
like a
colors?
submarine,
It had a moment like 4 years ago. Oh, and then they did this Periscope thing in a green room at a show in LA. And there was all these comics that I really like Bo Burnham, and then a couple of other good stand-up comics I like. And it just showed them having conversations in the green room.
Oh, that's cool.
And I watched it for like an hour. It was like a podcast, but not really. You're just hanging out in there.
That's awesome.
It was sweet, yeah.
Nothing's quite like audio medium and baby crying.
Yeah, exactly. This is not a mixer. This is a real baby. All right, we didn't buy these baby sounds. All right, we went the old fashioned.
We didn't buy the baby sound, we just bought the baby.
You can find anything in the tenderloin right
Then
now.
I realized, why are we buying these baby sounds?
We're wasting so much money on this baby sound.
We could
Let's
just
get
do
the
a one-time
real
purchase.
baby. All right, just
Yeah, it's economically smart.
lock that down. Exactly, it makes so much sense financially, right? Just having a kid.
I want her first word to be on like an adult podcast. It could happen.
Yeah, there you go. Record it.
If it is, it's probably gonna be like dude or something,
Yeah.
which would be sick.
Bong.
Sick.
Sick.
Okay, so you moved here to sell. No, well, not.
Oh yeah,
we
wine.
went over that.
Yeah. So I was in the story. So I burned out in college and
You got into heroin,
went
actually.
back. Yeah, I did.
Which is-
Actually, I was right there.
How
I mean, it
long-
was OxyContin.
Wait, I never heard how you got off that addiction.
Really, OxyContin. So I mean, so there's a what do you call it? Forgot what the exact term of it is, but they're like
Rehab?
no, it's like a specific drug that they give you. Like,
methadone?
Like, it's like methadone. There's Suboxone.
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
So I took Suboxone and that
A good
helped.
book, maybe.
Yeah, but exactly. It's hard to read when you're shaking and sweating. You know, that's a real. It's hard to focus on the page when your eyes are
Yeah.
flickering on.
Audio book is more of a withdrawal.
Exactly. It's all about audio
There you
book.
go.
Tom Clancy. Great. Really?
I was lost in opioids, but now I'm lost in this Nancy Drew novel.
What? So yeah. So that's how I got off. I reached a certain point where initially I got arrested, which is a thing, and that kind of like I was going like ride or die at one point, you know,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it was very intense. And then I got arrested, and then that kind of like snapped me out of it. But it still is like kind of lingering, you know. You're like going back and forth between doing the Suboxone and then like just doing like some OxyContin periodically. And then my mom had a brain aneurysm, and I realized I might have to take care of my little sister. And I was like, all right, I gotta get my shit together. So that really like snapped me into focus. And then because of that, it was like, there's a feeling, and maybe you guys don't know this yet. Like up until that point, like I had always been like, I don't feel like a man, you know. Like I still feel like a kid
Like
in
a
a lot of
baby
ways.
boy. Well, I mean, this
Yeah.
is called like an adult.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't
yeah.
feel like I'm an adult, but specifically like a man, just because like I don't know that it's a weird kind of like idea around what that is in society, especially in Texas. It's like really about like manliness and toughness. And
I haven't shot one bad guy yet.
How much land do you own?
Yeah, it's like you ever cry, you are a piece of shit.
Yeah,
it's like,
Suck it up. Suck up that tear.
You push it.
Just
push
retract
it.
You shed one tear when your dog dies, and that's it. All
That's
right.
it. Only if it's a good dog. Dude.
Exactly. If it's a bad
You
dog.
get 3 cries in your life: when your mama dies, when your truck breaks down, and when your dog dies.
That is literally a country music song. So I don't understand country music. Doesn't relate to me and my problems, you know? Like, they don't talk about Avengers once, you know? They don't talk about comic books or smoking weed, you know?
I think the thing about finally becoming and feeling like a man, because I getting responsibility, having this baby in my lap is like, do I feel like a man?
Yeah.
Sure. But am I yet? No, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I think through life, like when you're a young adult, you have these coping mechanisms that you use like to get through life or whatever.
For sure.
And then at a certain point, you have to like drop all that shit and you realize that you have to like stand on your own a little bit better. And then that's, I think, when you become more of a man.
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly what it was. I just realized like a point where like you are a lot more self-aware of your bullshit, you know, like the excuses that you make. It doesn't mean that you're not going to periodically like it doesn't. Like, you're not cured overnight, right?
No.
I still have like depression, anxiety issues, but like I'm not like making excuses for them or like ignoring them. Like I acknowledge them. I'm like, okay, well, this is like a thing that you have to work through as an adult, evidently, and that's kind of what it is. It's just like it's like a lot less of like pushing things off and just completely ignoring them, you know? Like,
It's understanding the problem and then like fixing it, and just understanding what you're going through emotionally, physically. That's
we're not talking about puberty, man.
That's a big part of being an adult.
Well, I haven't done it yet.
Puberty too, you know. That's the second. That's when the hair starts growing on your back.
Have
and
you
that's
guys
a very
gone
real
through
thing.
Puberty 2, hairier than ever.
Puberty 2, starring The Rock Johnson.
He's a hairless god. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
all right?
he's hairless.
Well, I think he waxes, dude.
For sure.
He's
he
got a
does.
wax,
Yeah, you can't be. Well, he's also Samoan, isn't he? He's like part Samoan. So
If he's not, he should be.
yeah, I don't think they're
We
not
should
hairy
look into
people.
that.
They don't, you know.
You should really figure that whole thing out.
Yeah, you can't have body hair when you dance around that much in hula skirts, you know? Like, it's very aggressive. I mean, it's like a warrior dance. It's terrifying, you know?
Oh, the haka?
The haka? Holy
Yeah.
shit. I am fucking... No, thank you.
No, that's why I don't play rugby.
That's what...
The only reason.
That's because they do a haka and
They
rugby?
do the haka, yeah. It's a big New Zealand thing. And
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what a haka is.
it's the dance.
The war dance, you're like, oh, and they're doing like the tongue movements.
I'm
and
imagining
everything
like around a
that.
fire.
Yeah. No, they're
really?
like it's like a line dance, except very aggressive and
Yeah.
violent.
And not
Way-
country.
Way scary.
Yeah,
Much
yeah.
scarier than
Much
a line
scarier than
dance.
line
I
dancing.
mean, don't get me wrong. Line dancing can be terrifying.
Yeah.
Dude, when
well,
I
it
walk
depends
into
on-
a room and there's like a group of people line dancing, I'm
Yeah.
like, get me the fuck out of
like,
here.
this is not my crowd.
We have to
Yeah.
back out slowly.
Don't turn around. They'll chase you.
Like fucking hippies.
Don't make eye contact. Just avoid them.
Yeah, exactly.
What'd your parents think of you moving out to San Francisco?
I mean, they were fine with it. They were happy. Like, my mom's the type of person who's never been like the type of person to tell me what to do. Honestly, because I've been the adult in the relationship for a long time.
Okay, yeah.
You know, there's like a certain
Yeah.
point, and not everybody's parents are like this, but like there was a certain point where I realized like, oh, my parents are dumb. You know?
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah.
they're like smart but dumb. Like, but they're great with like grammar, but not so great with life decisions. So it's
I don't know the difference between M&Ms and Skittles. These morons.
like my mom smokes weed, and so in 7th grade she was like, yeah, I smoke weed, and so does a lot of your other family. And then she smoked in front of me. I think she thought, I think in her mind it was like, if you're gonna do it, I just want to make sure you're not doing something stupid like smoking out of a Coke can or something, you know.
Right.
Which I did. I definitely did that though. Hell yeah. You know,
It's part of a passage, I think.
you don't always have an apple, you know. This is America.
No.
We drink Coca-Cola, not eat fruit. What the fuck are you?
Come on, gross.
I smoked. We have a PBR can before, and that's America right there.
Have you ever taken a bong rip with like vodka in the bong?
No!
I did that. Oh, it's a horrible idea.
What's the point to that?
It burns
it's just,
so much.
Oh man, do you get any of it?
I don't know. It's stuff you do when you're like 18.
Yeah, that sounds like some teenager shit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you'll try a lot of stupid shit when you're 18.
Totally.
Anyway, but I mean, my parents weren't exactly like great role models, so I kind of had to figure a lot of stuff out on my own. So she's never been judgmental about what I do with my life. It's like, as long as I seem happy, that's all she cares about. So that's good. So she was happy for me to leave, and that. Because once I got out here, like, things changed a lot. It was like, when you're from someplace, you kind of got to get out of there before you, like, really can self-actualize and, like, become the person you want to. Because, like, you're just, like, constantly reminded of, like, shit that happened when you were younger, or the person that you were when you were 16. So it's like...
setting down roots somewhere else, I think, changes a person no matter where you are, where you go. I think it's big for you.
I mean, walking past the spot that, like, Timmy Johnson twisted your nipples in the 4th grade.
Exactly.
Every time I walk by there, my nipples still get hard.
Like, that's where I shat my pants freshman year. Yeah, that was...
Yeah. And you're like a
rough.
full-grown ass adult now, and you're just like driving by, just like, God damn, I gotta get out of here.
Well, especially places like that too. People you remember you for that. And you never escape those nicknames. I had a friend who was nicknamed Beeve from like middle school for Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And they'd call him Beeve all through high school. And he had to move away before people would start calling him by his actual name.
Oh my God.
It was like Michael, and he was like, and when we first saw him, like I guess his sophomore year at college. We're like, hey, Beebe. He's like, I go by Michael now. All right. Like, it was had to be a talk.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, all right, man.
I like it. You got to put your foot down, man. You got to tell people how to treat you.
Yeah.
Oprah taught me that. Is you tell people how to treat you.
Fuck yeah, Oprah did.
Yeah.
She is
Oprah
she is a
teaches me
queen.
most about everything.
Exactly.
Everything I know, I can really thank Oprah for.
It's like Oprah is like the angel on your shoulder, and like Wendy Williams is like the devil. Like.
You're either gonna go to black heaven or black hell.
Yeah. Is that just me? I guess.
No, I like that. Wendy Williams would be the devil on the other
sure.
shoulder.
She's
Dr.
a
Phil
horrible
is more
person.
like a nice in-between.
Dr. Phil, yeah. Very friendly kind of guy. He's just, solving people's problems. He has no credentials whatsoever, by the way.
He's not.
Why do we
not
call
a
him
doctor.
doctor? You can't just like, that's like me calling myself a scientist.
Well, because Dr. Phil sounds better than Phil.
yeah.
I'm gonna put you on the Phil show.
Welcome
Fuck
to the Phil Show. This is where we're solving problems. Tell me why you act like that to your mother.
Welcome to the film show. My whole life would be ruined if I shaved my mustache.
That would be, oh god. I don't even like.
him,
Now
right?
I'm imagining it, and it's
Yeah.
horrifying.
It would ruin
you know?
him. He would not be able to have a show anymore. I
He
don't
could,
Yeah.
he could shave his eyebrows off before shaving his mustache.
Yeah. I had a bit of my own mental breakdown. It does happen. I'm under large amounts of pressure.
I'll show you the rest of my head, and now here I am.
But
I needed to be clean.
I'm now sterile, okay?
Okay.
Ow. But if he shaved his mustache, he could sell his mustache for so much money.
Oh yeah.
He could
fucking.
If he glued it to a piece of paper and framed it, that's $1 million.
There's some
art
weird
piece.
Kathy
easily.
Bates woman in Kansas who's like, I'm gonna buy that fucking mustache.
That mustache will be mine.
I'm your
She has like
biggest
a little
fan.
pillow for it already set up. He's like, for the mustache.
It's a glass case. It's already Dr. Phil's mustache. She's like, I was gonna take it from you, but sure, I'll buy it.
If you're selling.
The
Misery.
mustache
What a good
ride
movie.
just pulled into the drive.
Well.
What would be hilarious is if he shaves it, but it all comes off in one piece.
Oh, that'd be beautiful.
It's just like not separate hairs. You're like, that's weird. How did that? Okay, cool. Fucking.
It just starts squirming away.
It like leaves his face, and then he's a completely different person. He's like, oh, thank
like,
God,
oh,
thank God, I'm free. My name's not even Phil.
Who wants to go to a rave right now?
That was so boring for so long.
Who's got the Molly?
Let's go hook up with fucking Bad Baby. Have ourselves a time.
Fucking Bad Baby. I forgot about that chick.
I just
Oh
want-
shit.
Dude, how could you forget about Bad
Is she
Baby?
still rapping?
You don't know about? Yeah, she made a fucking shit ton of money. Too.
Really? That's fucked up, man.
It's nuts. I fucking hate people.
I think she
I know.
she sold out like Madison Square Garden or something.
That's crazy.
MSG.
Yeah. She's a best-selling novel.
We love garbage people now. Like, what happened? Oh, like, we used to have heroes. Like, I'm sure John F. Kennedy was actually a garbage person, but nobody knew it, you know? They're like, he's a hero.
It was behind closed doors.
Exactly. But, like, now we actually like garbage people. We're like, no, these are our heroes
People
now.
without, like, real, like, good, a heart. Like a good heart. We see, like, somebody without, like, a proper, like, fucking full person. We see somebody who's all fucked up and shallow and just thinks about themselves, and we're like, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You're fucking great.
Makes us feel better about our horrible
It's really
decisions,
weird,
you know?
yeah, I guess.
I think also a lot of it, like with like Young Gravy or fucking or Bad Baby. People they see
Young Gravy, Bad Baby.
They see those people and like, oh, that's a garbage person.
Yeah.
And they watch it because they want to see this meltdown because it's just a crazy person. Mm-hmm. But they don't know the difference. Like Bad Baby, Young Gravy, they don't know why they're getting the attention. They think because they're talented.
That's how Trump got elected. Honestly.
Well, that people want
Trump got elected
entertainment
because
more
he
than they
has
want
good
substance.
policies.
Wow. All right.
I think it was a long fucking entertainment. Like people were like wanted to be like, well, let's fucking see what happens now.
Yeah, well, I had because from Texas, I had family that voted for him, and like some of them were like, you know, I just didn't like Hillary Clinton. I'm like, you know, give this guy a chance. I'm like, dude, it's not a fucking job you're hiring him for. Like, he doesn't work at Home Depot, all right?
Yeah.
It's the fucking president, you know. It's like you can fire somebody who works at Home Depot if they suck. It's very difficult.
I don't
to get
think, except for the first president, maybe. Like, I don't know how qualified the first president would be, George Washington, to run the job if you've never had a president before. But he's definitely probably the most underqualified person we've put in that office.
Well,
the only people less qualified would be people who actually work at Home Depot.
Yeah.
Those people are awful at their job.
They're really
that is
bad.
true. Hey, my mom works at Home Depot.
Oh, really?
But she is awful at her job.
She's not very you
good
can
at
walk into Home Depot
And I'm not even generalizing. I mean everybody who works at Home
Every single
Depot.
person.
They're awful people. they're laying rounds.
They're not sending their best. All
They're
right.
awful. They never send cards on birthdays.
Some of them are rapists.
Some people who work at Home Depot are rapists.
They're all endorsers of Coney. They want Coney 2020.
Where did Coney go anyway?
I know.
He really fell off the map.
He's
didn't
starting like youth soccer camps.
There you go.
We
Yeah.
talked about this before.
Yeah.
Coney 2020. I want him to be U.S. president.
Who's his running mate? Just Coney? Or is he going to bring like a kid with him or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh yeah, well it's like that guy in Liberia who used to eat people, and then like now he's just like a fucking pillar of the community.
just a guy.
He's like, yeah, I know how people taste. Yeah,
Yeah.
like all right, man, let's.
Well, I mean, look at Ryan Seacrest. I mean, he used to
Wait,
eat
what?
people.
Oh, for sure.
You heard it here first.
I got
folks.
some YouTube videos for you to watch.
Ryan Seacrest been eating people, man.
He's absorbed it. Everybody who didn't go to Hollywood on American Idol got eaten by Ryan Seacrest.
How do you think he looks so young still? You know, it's amazing.
All that young blood of just eager people.
Yeah, he's.
You don't want to catch Ryan Seacrest at the wrong time. He's just covered in blood, just with that bloodthirsty stare looking at you.
Just having a time.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. What does he say on E? Something about
I
E.
heard he's gay, but he has like these women who like stay with him to like cover it up.
It's so weird to me. Like, you don't have to do that
Like a
now,
beard,
right?
yeah.
I guess he is more like popular with Middle America as well. So he's like worried about alienating his crowd because he's kind of like he's the one of those people that everybody likes. You know, like nobody dislikes at least. You may be like, Ryan Seacrest is a puff. Piece of shit, you know, like there's no real, he doesn't have substance necessarily,
no substance,
but it's like you don't like, there's nothing you really can say like, oh, he's been an asshole.
He's like a Mario Lopez.
You can just
Exactly,
look, he's
you
like,
know?
he's a vacant shell of a man.
Although Mario Lopez is a piece of shit. He is. Like, I had a friend who rode on a flight next to him, and the entire time he's just talking about how great he is. He's like,
oh shit,
yeah, just like hyping himself up to her. You're like, you realize I don't care, right? Like, I don't.
Nobody cares that you're Mario. Like, I only see Mario Lopez when I'm filling up at a Valero. That's the only time I like fucking see your face.
Is he the attendant?
yeah. Mario Lopez is working there.
Hard times.
You work at the 76 too?
Right? He's the most ripped gas attendant I've ever seen. He just hangs out with his shirt off the entire time, you know?
Well, you gotta be jacked to fucking out, to lift the thing, to do the windshield wipies.
It's a very busy
He's
Valero.
very positive and optimistic.
Yeah.
Which is what you need in the gas station business.
Exactly, you know?
If you want to make it.
Well, you are inhaling a lot of fumes, you know? So you...
Something about going into a gas station late at night and seeing a very old person working.
Oh, it's sad.
It's sad, right?
You know?
Like, I've had that a couple times recently where I'm like, oh man.
It's like the
man.
equivalent of you ever ride the Muni bus at night? I know you guys live out in like Santa Rosa.
No, I haven't ridden the Muni
But
bus
like
yet.
riding the bus at night is fucking so depressing. It's like during the day it's fine. There's a bunch of different people going to work, but all the people riding the bus at night are either like borderline homeless, getting off a job that they hate, or just a sad person who wants to be around people, and this is the only way they can do it.
Wow,
And it's
yeah.
all like fluorescent lighting and things are going. It's really wow.
It's
Ooh, this got like a real fun turn to the podcast. Like, you ever see old people whose lives have fallen apart and now they work at a gas station?
Yikes.
you have to watch some guy pick up all the baby teeth he dropped out of a burlap sack.
I just put both my hands down on the counter. I look at them dead in the eyes and say, what mistakes did you make to put yourself here?
Who doesn't love you?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you do?
Who did you push away to put yourself here, you piece of shit?
It's like I invested in the Zune. Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
I bet they can't even take a punch.
Brittle bones.
exactly.
Coral at this point.
Old people, ripe for the beating. You know.
Kids have been being abused for long enough. We need to start abusing senior citizens.
I mean, you know,
And not just by leaving them alone, by giving them too much attention.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Physical
a good idea.
attention, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, give them hugs really strong.
Yeah. Just, yeah.
Strong and just, please,
You know, like WWE style bear hugs.
I can't hear you, Grandpa.
I can't hear you over my youth.
Over my delts.
Yeah. My fucking traps, baby. Yeah.
My work ethic is just making too much noise right now.
The weed too loud, Grandpa. I can't hear
Shit.
My rave music is still blasting.
shit. What kind of music do you like?
Fuck, I hate to be this person. I listen to a lot of different stuff. A lot of indie. There's like so many new like classifications of music now that I don't like, electro pop and shit like
Yeah,
that. So I like
yeah.
that. I also like indie rock. I don't like anything like, or some Arcade Fire is good, but that like usually what happens is I hear songs somewhere and then I'm like, oh, I like that, and then I just download it on Spotify, and that's how I find music. So I'm a piece of shit.
Do you go to like live shows and stuff around here?
No, I don't. Like, I'm at the age
Those
where
are good times, man.
I
You
get
should.
nothing out of it now. It's just like,
Really?
why
Yeah.
do I want to pay a bunch of money and then stand here to listen to typically what's... I mean, periodically shows can be really good.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's just less quality on the stage than you're gonna get in my fucking car, you know? Like, have you heard the sound systems they have nowadays? What the fuck am I gonna... And so I have to fight my way through a crowd of people wearing fucking Indian feathers and shit in their hair. I hate people, is what I'm saying.
I can tell.
I'm not a fan of people. Yeah.
Yeah, like why would you even want? Why did you need to go and watch some Mongolian throat singer when you can just hear him on your Sonos headphones?
Well, if I mean, really, a Mongolian throat singer? If you have one, I'll go to that. You know,
yeah?
that is hell yeah. If you got one,
You'll go to some Wolfgang.
Wolfgang.
I think that's what it is. I don't know.
Amadeus.
It's been a long time since I listened to it.
Did you guys ever hear that song, Amadeus? Amadeus. Yeah. So my favorite part of that song is they do the timeline for Mozart, and they're like going through like Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is born and like all his achievements, and then like in 1989, fucking whatever the name of this band is performs Amadeus. Like that's an important part of his history. Really attach yourself to somebody who's way better than you. It's like Kim Kardashian with Kanye West, you know? Yeah, don't agree with his politics, but, he's
great man.
very talented.
Yeah.
He's a genius.
Yeah, he painted himself all silver the other day.
I saw that.
That's a crazy picture.
Just as like a thing to do, or was there like for an album cover?
He did like a rap opera, right?
Maybe.
Well, I guess R. Kelly's more R&B operas. You know, so
R. Kelly did. He did the Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah, the Trapped in the Closet. I think that's actually the name of the song is Trapped in the Closet.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's it, right?
And it's a slapper, dude.
Yeah, see, when I talked about this earlier, you pretend like you didn't know what I was talking about.
No, there's 32 chapters. It's it's a doozy.
In a closet. I
have a download. Well, no, it's only part of it's in a closet.
Yeah, because he's like part of it's he's actually having sex with somebody else's wife, and then the other part's in the closet. How much? Like the thing about R&B in the '90s is so much of it was about sleeping with somebody else's wife.
The whole thing is about.
This is so disrespectful.
No. Even today, I've noticed it's all I'm banging your girl sort of thing.
Yeah. Like what? Well, somebody's banging your girl, so that's just, everybody's somebody else's cuck.
I've always had issues with jealousy, and listening to modern rap music does not help me whatsoever. I hear like Drake being like, "I got your girl," like over here. I'm like, where? I like text her. I'm like, "Where are you right now?
Are you with Drake? Are you with Drake right now?" You're like, you don't know how music works, do you?
No, he said he was with you.
He's a truth teller.
We knew this when we came out with Yola. We know that he's the new
He's a
Da Vinci, dude.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame you. He's very handsome. All right, that's successful.
I'm not even mad. I just want to know what's happening.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some cuck shit right there, dude.
Just send me a picture, okay? All right, too far.
Is he bigger than me? Send a video.
God, I hope he's bigger than me.
Jesus. Speaking of Drake, did you hear about all this like Billie Eilish shit?
Yeah, I tried to bring that up on the last podcast. They didn't know what I was talking about.
What do you think about that, man?
Well,
like, do you think it's an actual thing? Because the way she talks, I actually listened to the interview, and it wasn't like she was like, Drake,
I feel like
text me all the time.
I feel like she's like kind of innocent about it. Like Billy is totally innocent in this whole thing. It's Drake who's like has a pattern of hitting up these girls who aren't 18 yet. And being like, but I feel like with Billie Eilish, it's another story because she's a fucking pop sensation and she's not 18. And it would make sense Drake would text her and be like, "Hey, welcome to the club."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
She just turned 18 the other day.
Yeah, so they fucking.
But he was also texting the 11 from Stranger Things. Millie,
that's a little
Millie
weird.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah, that is weird. I don't know why he was texting her.
I think he's just texting girls who have similar sounding names.
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown. Billie Eilish.
That's what it is.
Drake's just in there. I really like the sound of those names.
It really rolls off the top.
Billie. I don't know. It's Billie Eilish is interesting too because to be so famous, so young, and to still I think people like the music because it is so passionate, right? But the thing is, it's passionate because when you're a fucking teenager, you just started getting all these feelings, and that's so you feel everything to a ridiculous. That's not something we should be I want to be like that.
No,
they're
getting their first pubes. They're figuring stuff out.
They just fucking.
That's what's odd is you see these teenagers now who just hold on to Billie Eilish. And it's these teenage girls who want to have blood dripping down from their mouth and shit, and like black eyes and look not like black eyes, but fucking.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about teenagers. I mean people in their 20s and even early 30s. I see people.
My
who
grandpa
are fucking
loves Billie Eilish.
Is he wearing baggy clothes now?
He's just wearing really baggy clothes, smoking his pre-rolled cigarettes.
Hell yeah,
blasting Billie Eilish.
Grandpa gets down. You beat him up too much. That's what happens.
I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, but it's weird. People in their late
Drake
20s.
isn't texting Lizzo though.
No,
they're not talking about it.
No, that's he's not. Is he? Is he not?
I don't know. I assume they've talked.
Yeah, probably for sure.
I mean, I want to talk to fucking Lizzo.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah.
I talked to Lizzo. I feel like Lizzo just make me feel bad about myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
She's all about helping people out.
I feel like a lot of
She's
times
all about helping women out.
You're a dreamer, and you can do whatever you achieve. If you want to go out, get a job at Home Depot, you can do that because you have poor work ethic. That was the end. That was the end of that whole sentence.
Well, we learned earlier, people at Home Depot are literally garbage. They are all the
If you
worst.
take one thing from this podcast, it's
Home Depot people are rapists mostly.
and I'm not exaggerating,
I got raped at Home Depot.
by the entire South.
I just wanted some lumber, man.
I was looking at the stainless steel doorknobs. Next thing you know,
I'm 18 feet high on a forklift.
Oh man. But I was gonna say, like, with musicians like that, I don't know, like, it seems like they seem like they'd be interesting to talk to, but then, like, you realize most musicians are just kind of weird narcissists who they're great at music, but they're not, like, great at normal levels of communication. Not everybody. I just feel like a lot of times you see interviews with musicians and you're like, that was weird. That was a weird interview.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West. Interview you see with Kanye West, you're like, calm down, dude.
Yeah.
Relax a little bit.
do you really need to talk about oatmeal for 37 minutes? Come on.
Kanye's interesting because he clearly reads a lot, but then, like, when he talks about stuff, he just mashes every idea he's ever read into, like, 3 sentences. And you're like, I don't know what you're saying.
Wow,
right
you're mixing ideas from World and Peace, War and Peace, Narnia, and fucking Nancy Blue.
now. Yeah, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe was a classic. It was a...
It was. I still read it.
There we go. Harry
yeah.
Potter's in there somewhere. And Martin Luther King. Just really two things that
Really correlate.
make a lot of sense,
Yeah.
together. Harry Potter and Martin Luther King both have a lot in common, obviously.
Malcolm X and the Karma Sutra.
They were... Fuck yeah. All right.
Talk about a wet dream.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah.
Denzel, huh?
Ooh, dude,
What a
doozy.
fella. Huh?
Just a handsome man.
Don't you hate, like, isn't it like when people are like, I'm not gay, but I'd fuck that guy?
Yeah.
You're like, you might be a little gay. That literally is what that means.
We were talking about football before this.
You're like, why'd you bring that up? We weren't. Denzel Washington is nowhere around here right now.
That was completely out of nowhere.
Listen, Grandpa, you got to shut this shit down. All right.
Billie Eilish has gotten right to your head.
Don't make me hug you to death. All right?
Can't even take a left hook. You should have died in the trenches with your friend Charles.
Oh fuck.
We're getting dark. You know what? I think it's like an hour and a half podcast, depending how we release this. So, Callie, thank you for fucking being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is fun.
Thank you for the baby.
Thanks, baby.
Stella did great on this one. I don't know if we'll keep bringing her along on podcast. You kind of blew this one.
Yeah, seriously. She's eating, and we're not even done yet,
I know.
Like,
She won't have the chance. She'll live with the firemen from now on.
Exactly.
We're going to drop her off at the station on the way home.
Not worth all the baby sounds.
Exactly.
We really thought.
We made a mistake on that one. This is a bad investment,
The mixing board, way easier.
This is like that time I got into Beanie Babies. God damn it.
I should have just bought a real baby.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We're selling real babies.
That's where the money is.
Exactly. You got to sell babies.
You don't have you buy them, but you're gonna get rid of them.
Exactly. Well, you figure out the right market. You just have to take one baby to another area where they're more valued. So
hell yeah, that's how Elon Musk got his business.
exactly. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You know where they value babies is in hospitals.
Selling babies and crack.
And you know where they don't? China.
Again, me talking about being adults, and this is our show.